Lots of people worry about boosting their self-esteem. They think it's an emotional process and that you can boost your self-esteem by using affirmations and trying to talk yourself up. Now, that's not a problem, and it might work for most of you guys, to talk yourself up. Like that cartoon character, I can't remember his name. I mean, back when some of us were little, the one who said, was a cartoon character who would look at himself in the mirror and say, I'm good enough. I can't remember how it was. Was it I'm good enough and doggone it, I like myself or something like that? I can't remember the phrase. But yeah, so there are some folks who think that by using affirmations that you can build yourself up, look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself every day, I'm good enough, I'm blessed, I'm highly favored, I can conquer the world, what else? I'm beautiful, whatever it is that you think you need to tell yourself to get by. And yes, what are they called? Affirmations, yes. And so, yes, affirmations and talking yourself up might work. But the thing about self-esteem, especially if you're going to look at things from a substantive angle, is that it's more than just an emotional process. So, yes, the level to which our parents talked us up, our siblings, our spouses, people around us, so the extent to which they talk us up and boost us up, that core emotional process is can be huge, but there is a substantive element that goes along with boosting self-esteem, and this substantive element that I'm talking about basically is confidence. So self-esteem comes from your confidence. So on average, a fairly confident dude or a fairly confident guy or gal is going to have a lot of self-esteem. And some of you might think I'm speaking cyclically, but just hang in there for a minute. So self-esteem comes from confidence. Now, where does confidence come from? Confidence comes from doing. So let me repeat that again. Confidence comes from doing. That's for the average person. Remember, here I'm just speaking in generalities. I'm not a psychologist or a psychotherapist or whatever. So there's some people who have genuine mental health concerns, maybe because you've been hazed a lot as a young person. You've been hazed, you've been bullied, or maybe you've gone through some nasty stuff from your childhood and the stuff that you need to talk things over with a therapist. So I'm not referring to the extremes. I'm just talking about everyday, average, ordinary guys and girls. So self-esteem comes from confidence, and then confidence comes from doing. And basically, there is this: if you do a lot or you do good, then you feel more confident, and then you try more, and then it keeps repeating itself over and over again. Now, this is something that I have witnessed in my personal life because I've taken a keen interest in chess. I didn't grow up playing chess, unlike some of the kids in my school. And by the time I hit junior secondary school, there was this myth that people who play chess were intelligent people. And so I figured, I'm a smart dude. I'm not top of the class, I'm not first class, but, I'm a smart dude. I can hold my own against anyone. And so I always thought I should play chess because I'm a smart dude. And by the time I got to university, eventually I found someone who was able to teach me the rudiments. This is how you set up the board. This is how you make the basic moves, stuff like that. And I played a couple of games, and I, seemed all right. I got tired of being thrashed all the time, but I think I was doing okay. But I really hit my stride when someone gave me a copy of a book. I can't remember what the book was, but it has some ideas there about how to open in chess, the reason why openings are important, and classical opening formations and then stuff like that. And I read the book, and basically my chess life hasn't been the same since then. Because instead of grabbing the chessboard and moving around like a headless chicken, I now had some strategy and some purpose, some design behind what it is that I was doing, and my playing ability went up. So this was an example where my confidence grew in relation to how much doing and how much activity I did. So I played some chess. I got a little bit much more confident, and my chess self-esteem, let me put it that way, increased. I played some more. It went up a little bit. If I got thrashed, it went down a little bit. But then somebody opened up my eyes, gave me this framework for how to play chess, and then I started making progress in leaps and bounds and leaps and bounds and leaps and bounds. And the most recent one came when I started playing chess a lot on Chess. It's a chess app. Loads of people use. There's a lot of traffic there. So if you're a chess enthusiast, you want to improve your game, I think it's a good place to start. And in fact, the last year's reigning champ, Magnus, I can't remember his name, but basically he has the crown for the chess World Cup, so he's the best in the world. So Magnus Carlsen, yeah. So Magnus Carlsen even has a profile there, and you get to see lots of international masters on the app, and yeah, cool stuff like that. Anyway, so playing on Chess, I've been playing against a number of people, taking tutorials, things like that, and I've been trying out new openings instead of sticking to the classical stuff that I was introduced to in university. I've been trying some hypermodern moves. For those of you who understand all this chess lingo, I'm sure you're feeling me. But if you're not a chess person, don't worry. I'm going to land this plane eventually. So from playing more and more over time, I've now found my rating in chess rise, because just like tennis, what else? Tennis, table tennis, games like that. For chess, there's also an international rating system, and so my rating has risen on the app anyway, because I haven't played in any tournaments, and so I'm currently at about 1,300 and. Yeah, about 1,300 when it comes to really fast games, 5-minute games, because I don't like playing. I can play classical chess, the slow 30-minute game, but I prefer things quick and rapid. And so I'm currently at 1,300 rating, and yeah, my confidence is through the roof, and my chess self-esteem is through the roof, because I have started playing chess late in life, but I have made lots of improvement as an adult player, because for games like chess, it's notorious that everyone knows that the people who really go far, those who start as kids, they're the ones who are like the real superstars. Adults start and don't make much progress. So for me to increase my rating and my skill level this much, it's been really huge for me. So that's been kind of like a big win on a personal side, not on a business side. So, but this is just an example about how your self-esteem comes from confidence, and then confidence comes from doing. So what we should do, actually, if we're worried about self-esteem, is not just to look in the mirror and say, I'm beautiful, I'm attractive, I'm the head, not the tail, I'm the winner, not the loser, I will go and I will overcome, what else? And all those things that we like to say. So, yeah, it's important to look at yourself in the mirror and have that conversation. But self-esteem comes from confidence, and you're not going to get more confident until you start doing stuff. So you actually have to do. So if your biggest problem right now happens to be chess, then by all means, do. If your biggest problem right now is business, then by all means, do. Whatever it is that you have to, that you're concerned about, that you need to build your self-esteem on, you have to do more. Of course, remember, I'm not talking about people who have psychological trauma, and I'm not talking about people who are in highly abusive and compromised relationships and are trying to get out of it. So I'm not talking to those people. I'm just talking about normal, average, everyday concerns. So the more you do, take feedback and refine, the more confident you will get. And the more confident you get, the more your self-esteem will rise. And using the chess analogy now, for instance, you start at an 800 rating, and then one day you're 1,003. And as a 1,300 guy, you just wake up one day in the morning and you feel like, I'm a bad guy, like I'm a genuine gangster. And you feel like you can go in there, go to a tournament and thrash anyone because you're a bad dude. And that's because you took feedback, you improved, and in doing, you gain confidence. And from gaining confidence, your self-esteem rose. So build your capability by doing more, and do more repeatedly and consistently. So with consistency, you're going to get better along the way. So for those of you who want to improve your writing skills, for instance, when it comes to creating content, like I do, I write every day, and I podcast maybe 2 or 3 times a week. So the more podcasting I do repeatedly and consistently, the more I'm going to get better at it. And the more I get better at it, the more confident I'm going to be as a podcast host and a content creator. And of course, with that, my self-esteem, the way that I view myself in relation to content creation, is also going to rise. And that's because I'm doing things repeatedly, doing things consistently. With repetition and consistency, there's a natural feedback loop that is built into it, because you're doing some stuff, you see that some things are working, you do more. You see some things are not working, you cut it out. And that's just how it works for the average person. So the more you do, the more capable you are going to feel. The more capable you're going to feel, and the much more capable you are, the more confident you're going to feel. And of course, the more confident you feel, like I've been saying over and over again, the better your self-esteem will be. So yes, by all means, look at yourself in the mirror and say, I shall be the head and not the tail, and that 2022 is going to be my best year ever, and all of that. But don't just stop there. Go out and do. So if it's content creation, create. If it's playing chess, do your chess. If it's about improving your sales processes, it's the same thing. Come up with your framework, pursue it consistently. If it's about getting more leads through your marketing, it's the same thing. Place more Facebook ads, do them repeatedly and consistently, and follow that whole feedback loop. So that's it pretty much. That's what I wanted to talk about on today's recording, because we're at that part of the year. It's the 3rd of January at the time of my recording this, and so we're still stuck in all that that whole hoo-ha early on in the year, everybody talking about how this is going to be a good year and everything. We're all just trying to talk ourselves up generally, at least those of us who are in the business space and are self-employed. So at that time of the year where everybody is trying to huddle up and talk ourselves up so that we can have a magnificent year. So that's it pretty much. Self-talk is good. Pay attention to that. Doing, executing, even more important. Build up your confidence. Confidence will reinforce your self-esteem. So thank you very much for listening to the Sales for the Nigerian Wedding Industry podcast. I'm your host, Abuja-based sales consultant and media event professional, Tavishima Ayede. Thanks for your time and attention. I'll catch you guys at the next recording.